Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So there's motorcycles at the beginning of this. That means it's a motorcycle video, doesn't it? Anyways, we're going to be building a shelf inside this tiny little garage. From left to right or right to left, it all depends on your perspective. But we're using our framer and just going to work. Originally it was supposed to be 16-inch centers, and we changed it to 14-inch centers because I just wanted to have that little bit of extra structure, and mostly because I wanted it to be asymmetrical. Didn't want like a 3-inch spacer at the end, and then in some instances the nail gun punched the studs, which does happen. I just kind of forgot about that when you put a nail in. So it's best to hit it from the top and doesn't go all the way down. Use a hammer to tap it back into place, then hit it from the side and then from the rear. So you have 3 inches altogether, 3 nails altogether holding the studs in for this magnificent shelf that we are building. And here with the nail gun, this is the best nail gun I've ever owned, and I've owned a few of them, from electrics to pneumatics to the old-fashioned handheld, as in hammer and nails. And this is so easy to coil nails. They do have slotted nail guns. I've used those too. I don't like them as much, but I like the coil nail guns, and they work really well. I do love my saw that you see right here. It's the DeWalt FlexVolt, so you got all the power you need. I do wish I had waited for the rafter hanger version of this, because I do not have that. Not that I do a lot of rafter hanging and stuff like that, but it's nice to have a hook to hold on to things. This saw does not have that, so it's a little bit sad, but it is beautiful, got all the power, and does everything that I needed to do, and then some. And once we get back to actually putting up the wood, I'll show you what I did to keep this thing straight. I did double up the front of it, because it is it's over the 8 feet that I have max. I think it's about almost 10 feet, so it's 117 inches wide in the garage. So a 10-footer would have been perfect. So I just slopped this in. I made sure that it was a perfection fit. So it would also be structure to help it raise up. And then I do 2 inches on either side of the two 2x4s coming together. And I put them on a 45 degree. So you have 4 nails all together going into that single stud in that part of it. So the next thing I do is I put a stud in front of it and do the exact opposite for giving it a bit of structure. But I also have the bow going up, so that when you put the weight going down, gravity, it's going to bring it all down and whatnot. And you can see me here using just some random 2x4 as a hammer, and now I'm using it as a straight edge. And then as I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, it's also warped because these pieces of wood have been sitting in the garage and whatever scraps that I had lying around. And I tend to keep the stuff that's less than 2 feet, sorry, more than 2 feet. Anything less than 2 feet, I throw away, just because that's a cardinal rule of mine. And since we got it somewhat straight and I can hold it into place, and nails will help with that, we put 2 nails per each of the studs there, and we get our shelf coming across quite beautifully. Now, we are leveling it and straightening it as we go. That's a normal thing, especially when you're building with wood that's kind of warped and whatnot. And we're working in a garage that is occupied, so we have to move things out of the way as we go. And then finally, we're going to put on our piece of wood, as you see here, and I use it to straighten the rest of it and structure the shelf. This shelf is just going to be for like bike parts. I would like to put some bikes up there. I don't think I'll be allowed, but it is tall enough that bikes can go underneath it, whether they're a pedal bike or a motorcycle. And the best part about this whole thing is most of the wood was accidentally cut properly for the top of the shelf. And now you too can build yourself a little mezzanine or a workbench for all your tools, needs, supplies, materials. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.